Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Barbeno's World. In the last episode, we started off designing a new big project that's going to be building a new storage system and a whole new castle really around it. And since I guess you guys liked watching me design that build, I will just do that same thing today because it's nowhere near finished. So let's switch back over to my creative world where I'm designing the build right now. Alright, I guess we can just get into it now. There's a ton of work to do, and as you can see, we've got the structure here, and what I'm doing is just taking certain parts of it and adding details and then pasting it into the main structure. So the next section that I want to do is this part right here, with the slanted things and the two main towers in the middle. So I'm just going to select this and copy it over. Okay, a bit of a malfunction there, but this is fixable. Alright, so I've got this whole process for detailing it, and I did show it in my previous video, so I'm gonna try not to bore you with it too much. So I guess I can do a little time lapse of me detailing out this, and then I'll come back when it's done. Okay, welcome back. I finished up with this entire front section, and it looks really good. It's got a lot of details, and I definitely tried some new things compared to what I had before. I like this trim that I used with the pattern, and I also kind of like this shaped trim and this archway here in front of the door where I use spruce actually. For the roofs though, I'm kind of trying to stay a bit more consistent. Like you can see what I've got for the roof over here, and then over here it looks pretty similar, just a bit taller. So yeah, we should probably paste this into my full build now. Ooh. Really fancy, actually. I'm impressed. Okay, so what I've got here actually looks a lot bigger than what I thought it was before. But it is turning out quite nicely, and the detail looks super nice. The one thing is, at the rate I've been doing this, it takes me like an hour to do just a single tower. And if I'm going to keep doing this for the entire build, it'll take me way too long to finish it. So I kind of need to prioritize what I need to put a lot of detail into. And I think since we're mostly going to be looking at it from the front, this is what we're going to be looking at. So it's basically just going to be this, as well as this tower, and this centerpiece that need to be the most detailed. And I guess that's what I'm going to have to be working on next. This tower is really big, and I'll show you a picture of what this actually looks like, so I can show you what we have to be trying to replicate. Alright, so with this big tower, it's definitely going to be a lot of wall space, so we're going to need to do a lot of detail on that. And also the roofs are massive and have a lot of like details just on the roof peaks. So I'm gonna have to make it a little bit more detailed than just these cones. Yeah, this is the size, and since we're up against some walls while doing this, I'm gonna keep it in the selection just so I can see what I have to work around. First of all though, it's just super easy to start by filling in the walls with my pattern, just like that. And also we need to clear up the edges, probably get rid of some of these decorations, and try to bring the wall down just a little bit. When I'm manually placing blocks rather than using World Edit, I can use the Tweakaroo randomizer. So I don't ever have to think about randomization, which is good. Alright. The next thing to do now is probably just going to need to be to pick where I'm going to put the big windows on this. Because that's what's going to stand out the most. And I should be able to follow the reference image and copy the image placements there. So there should be one in the middle like here. I guess I'll do a 3x3. And another one just a couple blocks up from that. I'll make it quite a bit bigger. And I've also decided to put 3 windows up here. And now for the actual glass part of the window, we need some gray stained glass, and also I'm going to use some gray concrete. Because if I was just to put the gray glass like this, you can just see through and then you see the wall. So I'll try to line the back with concrete. Yeah, that's definitely better. Alright, so now that that's been done, I want to add some extra details, and this is why I left an indent here, just so I can add some extra stuff out of jungle wood, like this. For the window decorations, I'm mostly going for using jungle stairs and trapdoors. I'm kind of trying to avoid using signs, because I'm pretty sure they do cause a little bit of lag, and I'm trying to reduce that as much as possible, because my storage system is already going to be pretty laggy, and I want it to be at least somewhat pleasant to be around here. Okay, moving on from windows, I want to try adding a little bit of trim, and I think there's no harm in copying a few things from my previous parts of the build. So I'm just going to copy this trim around here. I guess I can actually just copy it with World Edit. Okay, now that I'm done the trim here, the build is looking a lot more finished and definitely nicer. The trim's really necessary for adding a bit more texture, and it makes it more three-dimensional. So it looks very nice. Honestly, I don't think this looks as good as some of the other ones I've done, but that's because it's standing all alone, and also I haven't done the sides yet. But once I combine that into the full building, it should look a little bit better. But first, we have a little bit more work to do, including this big roof. Okay, what I've got here for the roof so far is looking really nice. I actually added these 4 smaller points around the main one, and I think just above here we're going to switch it to quartz and then go all the way up in white. I might actually end up making it even taller than this because I want this tower just to be extremely large, and in my reference image this point is a bit taller. There we go, the tower is done. This roof really makes it look a lot better, and it looks super nice. I'm sure it'll look even better when I paste it into the build. So yeah, the sides are still undecorated, but that should be fine considering there's gonna be stuff right beside it. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Ooh. That's good. I guess we do need to decorate the sides though, at least a little bit. Nice. Okay, so from here I think the only natural thing is going to be to do this middle section here. And it's really not that big, and once I'm done that, it should be a huge milestone where I'll have basically the entire front done. So I have copied this over to a spot over here, where I've been designing them piece by piece. And you can see that it's not a huge area that I've got to do. So I'll just quickly add in the walls and then bring you back in. Okay, there we are. It's already built up, and I can already tell this is going to be pretty easy to decorate because the shape is just a lot simpler than the other towers. We've just got 2 rectangular side bits and this middle bit. As usual, I'm starting off with the windows. Put a couple of them up there, and I guess I'll also put some on this wall and the other one. I got quite a few large windows on this part, and that's going to be good. Now I just have to do the standard thing with the windows, where I block them up with a stained glass like this. and concrete on the outside. Alright, this looks good. Now we're moving on to the trim. Okay, there we go. I finished up with the window trim, and now we're gonna move on to the quartz trim, I guess. This is starting to look quite fancy, and I think we're almost done. I just want to add a few extra jungle wood details. Okay, this looks very nice. I've added some wooden trim. I really like this pattern that I've used a couple times. And now it's time to copy it and paste it back in. Here we go. Looks like I put it in the wrong spot. Okay, well apparently this is right. I just accidentally didn't design this to be big enough. So I guess I'll just slightly adjust it so that it attaches to the walls without leaving any space. And there we go. As you can see, I have widened it out so that it connects up properly. And I think it looks really good. I extended some of the trim like this so that it curves right around the corner. And that makes it look a lot more completed. And actually this blends together surprisingly well. A few of the trim connections looked a little bit awkward before, like when this was like so. But I added in some of those stairs to improve that. Now it is definitely starting to get to that point where I'm running out of energy to do building. And well, I have done a lot, so I think I'm pretty happy with the progress that I've done. And also I did just a little bit more off camera before this clip. So let's check on it around the side. As you can see, I've actually filled in the walls of almost the entire big area of the castle. And it looks not too good, obviously, but that's just because I haven't added any details. And now that I have this, it shouldn't be a big problem to go in there with details afterwards. So yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with how far we've gotten. Okay, so now that we're kind of reaching the end of this video, I want to talk a little bit about my plans for this build going into my world. I've mentioned this before, but since I have been working on this for a couple months, my plans are definitely going to change. Just because of new stuff that happens with a game of Minecraft. Also, just like how I see the build differently as it progresses. Like, obviously, they did say that they're going to be releasing the new Minecraft update, Cave and Cliffs Part 2, pretty soon, and that's definitely going to be really great, and I will update my survival world to that. And basically, since this build is taking me so long to design, it's probably not going to be done until the update is out. And that means that I will be able to build this build in an area with all the new terrain, which is really great. And I think that building this build in a new area is going to be like a big new step in my world, because I'm going to be moving to a completely different area with the updated terrain. So yeah, I still don't have like an exact idea for where I want to put the build. I had this idea that I think it could work pretty well if it was near a stronghold, so that I could quickly get to the end dimension and go to spawn or whatever. So I might look into that, but otherwise I don't have much plans. I'll just look for cool terrain in my world in the next update. Now, to finish off this video, I actually want to take a look at one of the new snapshots. This is the one that was released just this Wednesday. And I really haven't spent a very long time looking at these snapshots, so I'm excited to take a look at what my seed looks like for my survival world in the new update, because I know everything's completely different. Okay, so we spawn in right here, and nothing looks too weird. It's just a forest biome instead of like a plains where it was before. But as you can see, the biome has actually completely changed. We're right beside an ocean now, whereas before I was really far from any bodies of water this big, which is interesting. I want to see if there are any big mountains that might be close to my spawn point. Okay, no mountains, but I did find this cave entrance already, which is very cool to see. And yeah, I love these caves. I have taken a look at them previously, but I do want to see those mountains. Oh, it looks like there's a new mountain biome just like 2,000 blocks away, so let's check that out. Wow. This is insane. Wait, how tall is this? Okay, this is crazy. I can't believe my world's gonna be like this pretty soon. Honestly, this is pretty sick. I can't believe I have such a nice seed for this. Or maybe all of them are just really nice. But yeah, I love this meadow biome like in the middle of the mountains here, and also I found a cave that goes like right below this mountain. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a cool place maybe to build a new base, but I'll have to look into it a little bit more. Anyways guys, I think that's probably going to have to be it. Sorry for the long wait, but I'm happy that I got this video done. I think we made some good progress on that castle build, and I'm actually really hyped for this new update, especially now after seeing all of this. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
Barbeno's World, Barbeno's World.